At the center of it all, it's you that I see. It's you that I see. At the center of. Welcome back to another piano lesson. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you what turnarounds are. Okay. So the turnaround we're going to be using is actually the 2-5-1-4 turnaround progression, okay, or you can call it passing chord progression. So in the real sense, it's just the second chord, the fifth chord, and the first chord are actually leading you to your fourth chord. Okay, so don't panic, you're going to understand now. So this lesson is going to be in the key of C major scale. This is our scale. Okay, so remember, you need to know all the diatonic chords of the scale, which is your chord 1, your chord 2, your chord 3, your chord 4, your chord 5, chord 6, chord 7, back to chord 1. Okay, so whenever you see chord 2, chord 5, chord 6, just know that it's all these diatonic chords we're talking about. Okay, so now we're going to be focusing on the turnaround, which is the 2-5-1-4 turnaround progression. So in simple terms, we're just going to play the second chord, which is D minor chord. So this is the chord 2, D minor chord. Okay, the chord 5 is G major chord. Okay, in key C. The first chord is C major chord. Okay, and the fourth chord is F major chord. Okay, so these are the fourth chord we are going to play. Okay, so in real sense, the second chord and the fifth chord, the second chord, the fifth chord, and the first chord are leading you to your chord 4. Okay, so that's just the meaning of this 2-5-1 turnaround progression. So the second chord, the fifth chord, and the first chord are acting as a passing chord which leads you or resolve you to your chord 4. Okay, so I'm going to be using a very simple song, At the Center of It All by Eben. If you know the song, fine. If you don't know, just get the concept. Okay, just get the concept of the video. Okay, so we'll be using the song At the Center of It All by Eben. So the progression is very simple, just the basic 1, 5, 6, 4 progression. Okay, so the progression of the song is just from the first chord, which is C major chord, to the fifth chord, G major chord, to the sixth chord, A minor chord, to the fourth chord, F major chord. Okay, so it's something like this. At the center of it all is you that I see, is you that I see. Okay, there is power in your name. Okay, miracles happen in your name. So that's simply just the progression of the song. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using the loop. I'm going to demonstrate this song without adding turnaround to it. That's without adding the 2-5-1-4 turnaround progression to it, and then I'm going to demonstrate it with adding the 2-5-1-4 turnaround progression, so that you're going to see the difference and understand it better. Okay, so after demonstrating this, I'm now going to explain to you what's took place. Okay, so just stick with me and you're going to understand the concept. So this is, let me demonstrate this now. So it's simply like this. It's you that I see. It's you that I see. Okay, 6, 4. At the center of it all, 1. Okay, it's you that I see. 5. It's you that I see. 6. Okay, 4. At the center of it all. Okay, so now I'm going to be using the turnaround. That's the 2-5-1-4 turnaround progression, so that I'm going to see how it sounds now. So just watch this. It's you that I see. It's you that I see. Okay, yes, it's at the center of your. So what I did at that point, it's you that I see. Okay, it's you that I. Yes, it again. explain what's going on so that you're going to understand the concept in full. So the first progression of the song, I simply play the progression that is just for my first chord, which is C major chord, to my fourth chord, to my fifth chord, which is G major chord, to my sixth chord, A minor chord. Then I went to my fourth chord, F major chord. So the first round I didn't use the 2-5-1-4 turnaround progression, okay, and the second round I used it. So how is that done? So what I actually do is that, at the points of the progression where we are transiting from our sixth chord to our fourth chord, okay, so that is at the center of it all. This is our first chord, okay. Is you the ra C, then I move to the fifth chord. Is you the ra C, sixth chord. So now I'm in my sixth chord, okay. Then I move to my fourth chord. So this is where I do it normally without adding turnaround. So when I now added the turnaround, what I do is that when I'm in this my sixth chord, when I'm about going to my fourth chord, I now added the 2-5-1-4 turnaround progression before getting to my chord 4 in the progression, okay. So instead of just 1, 5, 6, 4, I did something like this. I started from 1, 5, 6, okay. So instead of just going directly to the 4, I now do 6, 2, 5, 1 before we now get to 4. You can see that we played about 4 chords before landing on our 4. Instead of just landing directly to our 4, we play about 4 chords, which are the 6th chord, which is A minor chord, the 2nd chord, D minor chord, the 5th chord, which is normally a major chord, but this time we are going to make it a minor, G minor, then our 4th chord, which is C major chord, before we now get to F major chord, which is the 4th chord. So that's basically how the 2-5-1-4 turnaround progression is actually used. Okay, most times the 2, 5, and 1 resolves to the 4th chord. So whenever you want to approach the 4th chord in any song, most times that has, let's say, 4 beats, just kind of insert the 2nd chord, the 5th chord, the 1 chord in the progression before approaching the 4th chord, okay. So look at it in another song, Waymaker by Sinach. You high, my 4th chord, I didn't add it here. Moving in our midst, 1st chord. I worship you, 5, okay. Now we can add it, okay. You high, 4th chord, okay. That's what I did. So instead of just going from my 6th chord directly to the 4th chord, I did something like this. When I got to my 6th chord, and I used the 2, okay, 5, which is G minor chord in this case, 1 C major chord before I now get to my 4th chord, okay.